Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I'll give everyone a moment to hop on. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Are you a Friday or are you a Friday person? Good morning and welcome. Good morning, welcome, welcome. Jessa Carter, the peaceful billionaire here. I am, okay, oops. Oh wow, my phone is going bananas. My phone is going bananas. All right. Instagram is letting people know that I'm here. I saw LinkedIn flash up on the screen. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. Good morning. Or perhaps if you're on the other side of the world, perhaps it's evening for you. Either way, it's Friday, and that is celebration worthy. Hey, okay, Dan. Hey, Dan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So it's Friday, and you'll notice that I'm in a little bit of a different setting than normal. I am Michael. Welcome, welcome. So I'm in a basement. I'm in a basement in New Jersey. No, I'm not being held hostage. um, but it's but it is a little weird being down here in the basement. But yeah, I probably should have at least gone upstairs to do my live. There's much more aesthetically pleasing background that is on brand for me, but that's okay. Hey there, welcome, welcome. Heart and Soul GTA, tell me your first name in the chat. Tell me your first name. I love addressing people by name. So if I can't decipher your Instagram handle, or if I don't know what it is yet, let me know your name. I love addressing people by name. And I have last night, so just a quick recap on some things I was talking about. So last night I talked about, oh hey Lambros, oh my gosh, long time no see, buddy. Last night I chatted about number 10, right? Number 10 of 10 ways to unleash your inner billionaire. And I actually ended up tying it all together, where the shift for last night really tied in to several of the prior shifts. And so, but the shift for last night was really being intentional when you're setting your goals, whether you're thinking about a goal in your head or whether you're writing a goal down, to be really intentional and strategic with the language that you're using when it comes to your goals. And you want to, the goal is to use language that supports and empowers your goals and brings them into the now faster, right? And language does have the power to do that. I actually, it's funny because of course I talk about this. I talk about language and communication a lot because the highest earning individuals in the world, the wealthiest people in the world, are really extremely good communicators. They're innovators and they're investors, right? And so that's something, and I'm passionate about all three of those things, right? And so that's having access to that place. But the communication factor starts with, hello gorgeous. The communication factor starts with how you're communicating with yourself, or how you're communicating just even directly with others, whether that's with your team, with your friends, with your family, how you're presenting. If you are someone who is an influencer and you happen to show up online, how are you communicating? What is the level of communication that you're presenting, and also what is the quality of that communication in your mind, right? Because sometimes, right, that conversation in your mind, that three-way call in your mind, that phone call, unless you're sleeping, never turns off, right? That conversation is constantly going, where you feel like where you feel like there's just always like three different voices in your head. There's multiple conversations happening. So even when you're not talking to anyone else, chances are you're having an internal dialogue with yourself. And that language, that communication is extremely, extremely powerful. And so there's poverty language, there's poverty thinking, right? Mindset, if you want to refer to it as mindset, but there's poverty-based thinking, there's poverty-based language and speaking, right? And there's also wealth language, and there's also wealth thinking. And so where are you pulling that? So the shift for goals is making sure that you're using language such as I have or I always. And so an example of that would be, I have ample time in my day to complete all of the tasks, right? To complete everything. I have ample time in my day. Time is one of those things, right? It's relative, right? It's the ultimate equalizer. Time. Everyone has the same 24 hours a day, whether that's me, whether that's you, whether that's Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, right? All of these people have the same amount of hours in a day. But what happens is if your frame of mind is that there's never enough time, there's never going to be enough time. So I have plenty of time to enjoy my life. I have plenty of time to get my work done and have time for myself. I have plenty of time, right? And I always, so I have or I always, I have plenty of time, and I always complete projects ahead of schedule. Now that language, again, that language is really, really supportive of getting you, of that actually being what happens, right? So you are speaking things into existence, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not, whether you're taking an active role in that process or not. So I wasn't planning on throwing this in today, but it just came up, and this is something that I've shared on Reels before. So the world's most powerful success mantra, is my voice is thunder. My voice is thunder. My thought is law. My actions make it so, and so it is. And if you're in my world, it's my voice is thunder, right? My thoughts are law. My actions make it so. I am a peaceful billionaire, and so it is. And so it is, right? And that is the space, that is the frequency that I'm holding for you each time you're here with me live. That's the space and the frequency that I am holding for my clients, for your growth and your expansion. And I'll just touch on this for a moment, because my brand has grown and expanded exponentially in such a short amount of time. And I love sharing about that trajectory and how that happened, right? So I wrote The Peaceful Millionaire last year. That was my first book. I'll be writing The Peaceful Multimillionaire this year, and I'll be writing The Peaceful Billionaire next year. But in January of this year, I started saying to myself, I'm like, okay, Jessa, you wrote a book called The Peaceful Millionaire last year. You're about to write a book called The Peaceful Multimillionaire this year. And you're about to write a book called The Peaceful Billionaire next year. And I was like, perhaps you should start calling in that $1 billion frequency now. And so I started just really inviting in the frequency, right? The frequency of billions, the frequency of billions. And what happened after that was a ripple effect of opportunities, where that was January. In February, I was at a media training with one of my mentors, and I was in a VIP lunch, and we were talking about expert titles. And when I shared the titles of my books, I said, I'm the Peaceful Millionaire. But when I shared the titles of all 3 books, her face lit up and she was like, Jessa, you're the Peaceful Billionaire. Be the Peaceful Billionaire now. And I kind of sat there for a moment, like deer in the headlights look. And I was like, I kind of thought I had a little bit more time. Really, universe? I thought I had more time to grow into that, right? But I heard her. right? I heard her. So surround your people, your power of five, right? Your power of five. Who are the five people that you're surrounding yourself with? What rooms are you getting in? And are those rooms supportive and inviting you and calling you to rise, calling you to expand, right? And so that was a call to rise. That was a call to expand. And I answered the call, right? I answered the call because I went back to my hotel room that day and I went ahead and I bought the peacefulbillionaire.com web domain. Boom, done. I should have bought it when I did the first book. I don't know why I didn't, right? But I went ahead and I bought it, done. And then a couple of weeks later, I had my team. I was preparing for a big event that I was speaking at in LA. And I had my team, I was doing marketing materials for that. And I was really kind of pushing, the book, the first book. And so all of the marketing stuff was Peaceful Millionaire. And I asked my team to change my social media handles to @the_peaceful_millionaire. And they're like, Jess, it's not available. And I was like, well, what do you mean it's not available? Like, I'm the Peaceful Millionaire. Like, who else has the Peaceful Millionaire? And I looked and it was some like bogus accounts, right? People that have like 2 followers and there's like no images on their account. So they were bogus accounts. And I was like, well, that's lame. I said, how about the Peaceful Billionaire? And they said, yes. And I said, take it, done. Right. And then I get a phone call from a dear friend of mine who happens to be here live with me, the extraordinary Mr. Michael Fomkin, who invited me to be a founding member of a program to really build and scale my business. And so all of those things. So saying yes to being the Peaceful Billionaire now created so much expansion within myself and my life within the past 6 months. And so one of my mentors had kind of suggested to keep my branding the Peaceful Millionaire and maybe keep this Peaceful Billionaire for like my private client stuff, for my events. And I actually had a call with her yesterday, and when she saw I was talking about Peaceful Billionaire, and she's like, wait, I thought you were going to keep everything Peaceful Millionaire. And I was like, yeah, about that. So I spoke to, I gathered some information, right? I gathered some information. I spoke to some other friends of mine, some entrepreneurs, and everybody really leaned in and really loved the Peaceful Billionaire. And they're like, I think that speaks to the person, right? The person who wants to work with you, they're ready, right? They're looking for that frequency. They're looking for that level of expansion within themselves. And so I was like, okay. And I pulled all of my current clients and, one of my clients, she was really honest. And she said, I'll be honest with you, Jessa. She said, I feel some resistance to it. She said, to the name, only because of my own work that needs to be done when it comes to money. She said, but knowing you, she said, it makes sense. And knowing you, I'm all for it. So I said, okay, right? Okay, that makes sense. And my other clients are like, yeah, I might be a little bit apprehensive, but if I saw you or I heard you and the way that you speak and the way that you write, that would really make me feel more comfortable. So I said, okay, so I just went with it. So I just want to share with you like that expansion, right? The expansion that is really, really available to you when you really start to say yes before you're ready. Say yes before you're ready. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do that, right? I mean, I feel like everything that I've done has always felt big, and that big and or scary, and that makes me think of the Richard Branson quote: "If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough." And I have, ever since I heard him say that, I have really lived by that, but also getting to a place within myself where no matter how big those dreams were, like, they're not scary anymore. They're not scary because I know that that is meant for me. And I know that anything, so, and now I'm going to throw in Napoleon Hill, right? Anything the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Anything the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And I know that to be true. I know that to be true because I have experienced that. And what is important to know is that any area of your life or any aspect of yourself, you can always choose. Now, notice I said choose because you don't have to. You don't have to do anything, but you can choose to grow and expand within any aspect of yourself, within any aspect of your life. And that's been what has created the most change, the fastest for me was focusing on and dedicating time and space in my life to becoming the highest and best version of myself. And that continues to happen on the daily. But also, right? Also, there's so much talk about like who you're becoming. And I had a really, really powerful epiphany recently that yes, right, having a vision of who you're becoming and where you're going, and that clarity is extremely powerful. But that doesn't mean that you downplay or that you negate who you are right now in this moment, who you've already become, and who you are today. And the thing is, and the thing that I realized and the thing that I learned is the you that you are right now, the you that you are today already has the people in your network, the skills, the intelligence to bring any dream, goal, or desire that comes into your mind to fruition. You are already that person now. Now, on that path to achieving and attaining that, yes, you're going to become a higher and better version of yourself. That is required. That is required, but that's going to happen automatically. But the you that you are right now, who had that dream, goal, or desire in the first place, is already the you that you need to be to get the ball rolling to start bringing that forth. And so there's no waiting. There's no waiting. You are already the person who has everything that it takes, everything that you need to start on that path to achieving whatever it is you're looking for, whether that's financial success, whether that's romantic success, whether that's success within your health, whether that's success within your relationship with yourself, with a higher place, whatever that is that you're stepping forth towards. You already have what you need and what is required to say yes to that path, to say yes to that journey. So good. It's so good. There was, let's see, what else? There was something else that I wanted to share too that came through, and it's Friday. It's Friday. Who has some wins? So we have to celebrate. So who has some wins? Give me in the comments, give me a win that you have had this week, no matter how big or how small. It could be a win or a gratitude, something you're grateful for, and a win that you had this week, no matter how big or how small. And the win, I'll share mine first. And the win that I've had is around collaboration. And I have been connecting with people because my team and my world is growing and expanding, which means I need more support. I need more people in my world who are part of my team, who are bringing right the work to the world, and so that I can help as many people as possible. And I've reached out to a couple of people, and I had a call this week with a gentleman, a second call with him, and both people that I spoke to, I just want to share this with you. So this is also the power of the frequency, right? That you are attracting, right? You are attracting what and who you are in this moment. And as I said, you're already surrounded by the people to get you from where you are to where you want to go. And sometimes that's in the form of team members. And sometimes that's in the form of joint venture partners, or other types of business collaborations, or joining a program, right? That might look different for each of you depending on where you are on your path and where you are on your journey. But this gentleman that I spoke to, he was very interested, but I wasn't sure because he said I get offers all the time. Like people approach me and want me to make a career, a change all the time. And he said, I typically always say no. And he said yes to me. And I was like, so what made you say yes? And he was like, I just really love what you're doing and I want to be part of it. And I was like, yes, right? And I had another call. Go ahead and give me in the comments if you're here with me live, please don't be shy. Give me some wins. I know each and every one of you who is here live with me, I know you've had some wins this week. So don't be shy. Give me a win or something that you're grateful for, even if it's that you're grateful that you woke up this morning, right? Whatever that win or gratitude is, give me some so we can celebrate, right? Because what gets celebrated gets replicated, and I want to celebrate with you. And then I had another conversation actually right before I went live today with a beautiful friend. I call her a Theta Sis. She's a Theta practitioner as well, certified practitioner. She's been a practitioner for longer than I have, but she stepped in when I was doing my training and actually helped, and I got to know her, and I reached out to her also about an opportunity to be part of my world and part of my work and a support for serving my clients at the absolute highest level. And she said the same thing. She also said, I get invites and opportunities all the time, and most of the time there's a ton of resistance and it's a no. And she said, I feel no resistance whatsoever. I really love what you're up to. It's a yes. And I was like, what? Like, yes. So please celebrate with me. Please celebrate with me, and I want to celebrate with you and celebrate for you. So give me some of those wins in the chat. And if anyone has any questions, if you would like to pick my brain, you have the floor. You can put you can put a question in there if you have a question for me, or share a win. Everyone's being shy today. Please don't be shy. Please don't be shy. Let me celebrate you. I know each and every one of you has a win. I know each and every one of you has a win. And oh, good. Okay. I'm actually looking at my calendar right now. I was like, I wonder what time my next call is, because I'm usually live on Fridays from 11:30 to 12, and I did start a bit late today because I was in that meeting. And it ran over a little bit. So that happens. That happens sometimes. But if anyone, do you have anyone going once, going twice, wins, questions? It's totally safe to play with me. I don't bite, I promise. No. Wins, gratitudes, questions. All right. No one wants to play with me today, so I will let you get back to your Friday in that case. I hope that this has been extraordinarily valuable and uplifting for you. That is always my intention, to pour into you and your life and add value. And so I hope that I've achieved that. If I have, you can give me some hearts, give me some love in the chat. And also if you're loving my lives, I am live every Friday at 11:30. You can always catch me on Fridays at 11:30 Eastern time. If you would like to catch any of the replays, I do go live Monday through Friday as well at random times. Often ends up being at night, but that's okay. Okay, Dan is sharing a win. Dan got a tree stump ground down. That is definitely a win. That is definitely a win. Those can be extremely challenging to deal with. So celebrating that. And Dan, did you finish your garage? I think you had done some cleaning and made some progress in your garage last week. Maybe you've done more of that too to celebrate. And so if you, if you're enjoying this, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can go to YouTube at The Peaceful Billionaire, click the subscribe button, and you can catch all of my content there, which is going to be any of my lives from throughout the week, including Fridays, and also the Peaceful Billionaire Mission to Billions vlog. And the vlog is a daily entry that I do. That is my behind the scenes journey, full transparency, the highs, the lows, everything in between of what is required both internally and externally for myself to build unprecedented levels of wealth and success in a short period of time to add to that equation. And I will say, certainly that is no joke. I'm doing a lot right now. I'm very grateful for the support of my team and all the people that have coming on board with me. But it has required a tremendous leap forward in my leadership. And I'm here for it, and I'm proud, and there's lots more to come. So yeah. All right. The garage is a forever project. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because men and garages they have all of their toys in the garage. There's toys, there's tools, there's cars, there's car parts, there's a whole lot of things going on in a garage. So I can't make any more comment on men and garages than that. There's some sort of special thing that happens with men and garages. Okay, I love each and every one of you. I am sending you insane, extraordinary amounts of peace and prosperity and blessings, and I will see you. I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Have an extraordinary Friday. Have an epic weekend. Bye for now. Bye for now. Bye for now. Bye for now. End broadcast.